Hey there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. First game, second case. Thank you Capcom Creators for the code. Last part, we were starting the trial, and we were about to hear the testimony from Shot the Call. So, let's get back into this. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Why didn't you chase the killer? He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, I could have run him down, yet what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that. Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not also know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not? Does it not, Mr. Justice? I find a way to take this testimony down quick! Cross-examination. Alright. Now prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Which way did the killer run? By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction. He ran in the opposite direction from the Kentucky mansion. Up tongue! Don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All you had to do was loop back once he was out of sight. I didn't know that's where it was going. Or could I simply leave the scene in good conscience? You were certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed the killing. If one is to devote one's life to pursue the science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood. I'd be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one flask upon the lab room floor. Ooh, cool answer. Very cool. So nothing strange about how he acted. She looks like she has something to say. I used my cell phone! Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance? It could be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, what perfect syllogism. The proof in 3 parts. Exquisite. Simply exquisite. He actually looks like he's going to cry. The police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, so no one else. Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes? I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could have happened. Could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction. Is that all? No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say, I saw nothing. It was late night. It's not odd to think there would be few people around in the park. So I just stood there, watching. Not much to go on there. TRUCY, if you've got something to say, by all means, say it! Can't find a single problem with that testimony. Had enough of the last arrow forehead? Maybe it's time to back off a bit? No. Defense still has some questions to demand answers, Your Honor. Your opinion, Prosecutor Gavin? I will let him play attorney until he's satisfied, I say. I'll amuse myself by composing my next smash hit in my head. Very well, you may continue with a cross-examination. Prevented death. Witness is way too self-assured. Gotta be a weakness somewhere in this testimony. Looking in the scene. What about this cell phone? Oh, no. Cell phone is suspicious to me. I didn't know it was 10 minutes. At all. Okay, nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say I saw nothing. We're watching. Also, glamorous career. We'd like to get back to this month, forehead. I don't have enough to put Walkie away yet. Should I back off for now? Okay. Ugh. There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all. Appears there are no objections to the witness's current testimony. There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves, which wiped the previous user's prints off. And after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion. No. No! Things have come to the end of the line here. No, that can't be all. How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Were you, airforehead? This brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Walkie-talkie. Eek! TRUCY! Nobody move! What's the meaning of this? Who are you? There'll be no verdict in this court. Not yet. Wait, you one of the Kitakis? Kitakis? You mean the notorious gangsters? Don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile. Do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes. What? This court will not bow the pressure from the likes of... Judge? I see little point in further aggravating this gentleman. Recess, 20 minutes. I promise you, you'll regret it. But wait! How did he disappear so fast? Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo. We'll have no choice but to adjourn for 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man! Yeah, I could have kept going apparently till this recess. Now the clip. It's fine! Whatever. We'll just go with it. I mean, we're already going with it, right? Continue. June 6, 11:17 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. TRUCY! TRUCY! Oh, quick, Apollo. Good show, good show! TRUCY, you're okay. I thought... Don't cry, Apollo! Ugh, those good-for-nothing gangsters. Some things you just don't do. Pressing charges. Wait! Just calm down, Apollo. Or else... Oh, what the heck is that? Surprised? This is one of my best tricks. The amazing Mr. Hat. You look marvelous, darling. He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Bar. Yes, I am a big hit. Ha ha ha. Well, what do you think? Do you like it? Yeah, you mean TRUCY? There's some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Hello! Now it's not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatened here. Huh? Remember what you said to Walkie's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son. That son was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will. TRUCY, no more stage abductions. Please. I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got. You can see what he's feeling? Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times. All the times there was a contradiction? I don't remember. I don't remember them exactly. Good thing I do. There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident. And each time there was a contradiction. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Pulling the stand? Oh yeah, it was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Posting the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. Said the man tossed aside the pistol. It turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough, there was a contradiction. Well, that's true, but how does it help us? Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit. The flipping through the book, or the, like, side-to-side thing? You see, at the very moment he said the word pistol, His fingers got all tense and he fiddled with the corner of a page in his book. How am I supposed to see that? Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker? What? I was sat next to Daddy during his big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling. You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games? That's not cheating, officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy's quite good at poker, after all. But not good enough to go undefeated that long. Great, so he cheated. But what does that do for us? I don't believe this. You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth. Watch his testimony? Perceive the truth? The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose. Not true. Daddy said so. He said you had the power, Apollo. Mr. Wright said that? Watch the testimony. Perceive his true feelings. Is she serious? Time's up! Sorry, I can't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo. What was that she said before the trial started? Huh, Mr. Wright's not here today. He said his old foot injury was acting out. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, TRUCY. Is this what he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, you did avoid one guilty verdict already today. I'm gonna show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice. Let's do it. Apollo! You know, I'm starting to think I can do this. I knew you could do it all along. Oh, one more thing. Try to cover for Mr. Hat as best you can. I just flew in from the coast and boy, are my arms tired. Right, June 16th, 11:40 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now back in session. Right, we're fine. I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice. Oh, you mean me? You have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the stilt top hat? Ah, right, him. Don't worry about him. I settled that. You settled that? Yes, it was an out-of-court settlement. Right. Perhaps Fraulein would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't. Am I right? I think he's on to me. She would stop being so cool. Let us dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for a gifted witness? Right, the defense would like to request another cross-examination. Because I forgot to ask something. There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant your request, however, this court will not permit stalling for time. Understood, Your Honor. Don't forget Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. From Chautica. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch testimonies after all. Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot. Yes, if only it were that easy. My ears hear what he says. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? What's this? My bracelet? What's going on? The bracelet feels different somehow. I think Daddy was right. Hey, you can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in his testimony. Now that sounds crazy. My bracelet is trying to tell me something. Okay, I saw where he did the little fiddle. Is my bracelet in here? No. Okay, we're gonna press him on the cell phone again. So, you called immediately after witnessing the murder. Police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them? Wait, Apollo! Has to be it. Wait, you mean his habit? Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has the habit of fiddling with his book. The only time he ever had the book open was here. Which means that this is the place to look for this habit. I don't know. I don't know how I know, but I know. Know what? It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet? I'm not sure how I get this. I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you're talking about, TRUCY. But I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to touch my bracelet with triangle as reacts to a testimony. What's going on? I can see a witness's face. Its expression so clearly, it's filling my mind. See nothing else, hear nothing else. Hello! TRUCY! Oh, what's happening to me? This is what I mean by focusing. Focusing. In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out. Just look at Mr. Stickler's twitch, his habit. You remember it, right? Sure, when he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with the page on his book. You got it! Right now, you're looking at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out. I'll bet they are. First, move your focus of attention down to Mr. Stickler's hand. His hand? You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. He's right, I can only see his face like this. I'm gonna try changing my viewpoint. Perfect! And now you're really ready. Ready for what? Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch. Perceive. Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. And watch for his habit. Right. Yeah, me when he fiddles with the page. That's right! That's your signal a little closer. Perceive with triangle. Find his weak spot, and I guarantee we'll be able to give him the royal flush. Looking like a true pokerhead's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you very much. I have to pay attention to his words. And his fingers. Don't worry if you miss it, you can always try again. Right, look out, nervous twitch. Here comes justice! Ergo... I use my cell phone to call the police. I use my cell phone. Here again. Ergo... I use my...
Gotcha!
Use my cell phone. I saw it just now. I could see it. Mr. Justice, do you have something to say? All this banging of desks, it's quite bad for my circulation, you know? My poor desk. My poor hand. I was actually banging my desk for that whole thing. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about? I'm curious now about this cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask? What to ask? Nice to see his phone. Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone. Whatever for? Show me and you'll find out. Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see. You don't have it. Mr. Stickler, is this your cell phone? Oh, where did you get that? A cell phone from yesterday. Look, a cell phone. Somebody dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to a doctor here. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment? Wait a minute, what is the meaning of this? The cell phone was found yesterday in a miraculous clinic garage. Miraculous. Why, that's where the victim lived. That's impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? Your cell phone is here. How could you have called the police? It's true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. That's why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone. A payphone? So you didn't call on your cell phone after all. Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with a startling high degree of accuracy, it was right around here. It's quite a ways from the park. But why did you lie? Ugh, water. There can only be one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone because it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler? You broke into Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. His cell phone tells all. But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime. As though I were trying to kill him. Well, Dr. Marcus was killed that night. Well, yes, but no. This line of reason has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true. I lost my cell phone. But you can't prove that I lost it that night. Well, Mr. Justice, that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder. It does raise considerable suspicions as to a connection with the crime. Now's your chance to connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Oh, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder. No evidence. Of course I have evidence. Ooh, I like your swagger, airforehead. Hit it. Or we'll see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say. Evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is... It's the mirror, right? Take that! That's a side view mirror. As it so happens, Dr. Marcus's car was in an accident. It took place the night of the murder. An accident? An accident. A poor lady. It happened a little after 9 p.m. just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Marcus's car hit a pedestrian. What are you trying to say? From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident. Which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler! The only time he could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park. Mr. Stickler, you know what this means? You did break into that victim's garage that night. This is most unexpected. Mr. Justice, are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Maractus? No, stop! This is too much! This can't be happening! Prosecutor, say something! I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Maractus. As other than this, I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. Is the witness prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. Stickler's truth. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on the way back. When I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene. Yes, but your cell phone was lying in the garage. Yes, well, as you can see, my model of cell phone has a defect. It is given to me rolling. It's quite a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know? Oh, it looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, cross-examination, please. That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony. His nervous habit must not be acting up. It didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time around. Right, no problem. I hope. Here comes justice! Alright. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back. When I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all clear as day. I saw him, the defendant at the scene. Wait, but... That's when you passed in front of the miraculous clinic. Why, yes, that's correct. That was a pretty suspicious pause there. Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took on the night of the murder. Of course. Supermarket's here, along the main road. My way home from there takes me past the miraculous clinic. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone. It's woe as I walked on unaware of my loss. And walked right into that fateful park. Oh, the bracelet's up. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness a crime. So the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. Saw him there. There was the defendant on the scene. Tab isn't acting up, which means he isn't lying. I was kind of relying on my bracelet to get me through this one. He's pretty unsettled. The odds are really high that you can get something out of him. A flame in your eyes. You're a gambler's daughter through and through. I'm a magician! Thank you very much! What's the supermarket? Must have dropped on the way.
Hold it!
It's part of the testimony is the key. I know it! Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? To the noodle stand, actually. Do you happen to remember the noodle stand? Why, well, yes. For students of sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. Remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said, noodle. Yes, that was it. Remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us. And thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Well, wait, Eldoon. Oh my god, I just put the connection that Eldoon is noodle backwards. Oh, Mr. Justice? What about that sign? Could that be important? Yeah? The sign on the noodle stand said noodle. Here's the defense has just obtained a vital piece of testimony. Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious? I'll have to go sample the wares one of these days. I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well. Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells that can't match up to IBU's cafeteria. Some applies to school merely for a taste of our smart noodles. I don't mind a taste of that myself. Wait. I remember sign. It said noodle. What if I present him with a picture of it where it says Eldoon?
Objection!
And you're absolutely sure the sign's read noodle? Why, just last week my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. It read, without a doubt, noodle. I see. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Well, let's take a look at our map, shall we? You're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing... here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot. You think so? Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand. And to carefully read what the sign says. See? The sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Eldoon's. Inconceivable! I'm certain it was definitely noodle for sure. Positive. I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight. I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The time he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said noodle. He saw it right. He just read it backwards. Right? You saw it right. What would you say if I told you there is one spot from which a sign would be read the way Mr. Stickler claims? What? Mr. Justice, show us this spot. Witness actually viewed a sign from this location. Would be like over here? Take that! Here? Top right? Witness was standing here on the opposite side. How do you know that? When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads Eldunes, as we know. However, observe the stand, other side of the stand. Oh, this side says Noodle. Exactly, the name of the stand is split between the front and the back sides. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south. Yo, you got me. So what? So what? What does it matter if you saw the killing from the north or the south side? Makes no difference at all. He's right. Travel far enough to the south and you will end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are without meaning. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? It changes everything, Apollo. TRUCY? Remember his testimony from before? Though to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. Killer and the victim are facing each other here. At the moment the killer raises his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts. At which point the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right? Right, but Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park. That reverses the whole scenario. Completely! If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in his direction, the bullet would have to hit his left temple. In other words, someone standing at the point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible! That's right! So now we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side. The wound location takes on an entirely different meaning. Indeed, you're absolutely correct, Fräulein. What meaning? The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. North. But that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing. Correct! So if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. Order! 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 Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. He's flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out. Objection! Clarify one point for me if you would, forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student of murder? Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer. No, please! Don't decide. I'm really a nice guy. My friends say so. Let's hear what the defense has to say. What are you gonna do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? Another crime. I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why, now. The word confession isn't in my dictionary. There, go ahead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Air Stickler's silence. Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now? For a crime other than murder. Your reason? The court's all ears. I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime? Your evidence? The court's all eyes, Mr. Justice. This evidence that points to the witness's involvement in a crime. The panties!
Take that!
Something tells me this isn't one of those good silences. Something else to say, Mr. Justice? One more chance, please. By all means, but your effort wasn't wasted. Look, a brand new penalty. What? I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? A hit and run, maybe. I'm gonna go with that one. No, not the hit and run. Ooh, look! I love these little personal touches. It's a shame to hide on the bottom of the bowl. Huh? When I touched the paint, it flaked off? How's the paint on my hand with worn professional care? We're buying the cheapest paint he could have bought with quote professional thrift. Sheldon's new little mascot. Mr. Salty, he's so cute. How very endearing mascot is it? You know, when I think of it, it looks a lot like you, Apollo, especially the red parts. I hope if I like red. That. No. Nothing on the gun. Am I overthinking this again? Oh, it was TRUCY's panics. The evidence is this. What is that? Woman's underwear? Hey, those are mine. Don't look at me like that! Order! 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 Mr. Stickler. Well, I can't say this comes as a shock. It's not what it seems. By Pythagoras theorem! I swear it! On the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher, red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than the Maractus Clinic garage. Aha! Incidentally, his panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree. Please hear me out. It's not what it looks like. Order! 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 Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed. It's not what it is. So are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder? Because you lacked courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments? Perhaps you are not aware that my school's name was originally written IV. I stands for intelligence. V stands for valiant. See? Your point. I am not done. No. I'm a major in the science department. What does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we, the IDU, Science Department, are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge to science than a mystery?
Objection!
Come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here. No, you didn't understand. A mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. My friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. When I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate for science. The size car tire was only the first mystery those panties revealed. A tire? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire out of those panties. That's not all. First there was a tire, then a stew pot, and frozen chicken. A mystery after another. It was magic. Oh, I remember now. He is one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. He's talking about my magic panties trick. I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties amongst the very laws of physics. A broom and a frozen chicken, TRUCY. Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits? Mr. Stickler stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick? You say panties, but they are so much more than that. For me, they are an object for serious study. I wonder if there has been a recent rash of panty snatching in the area. Were they all you? I am sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spied a pair of panties flopping in the breeze, I thought maybe this would be the pair that would elucidate the mystery. Even that night as she chased me through the streets, I wept tears of joy. Perhaps this is the night that will seize the truth that lies within those panties. Yet woe was I for once again the lace-hearted pattern slipping my fingers, and still at least one thing unexplained. Ah, you refer to our witness's other lie, yes? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but it was in fact in the north. Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that? Be my guest, dear forehead. Me? Did not hear you correctly. Do not say you do not accuse the witness of murder. Why, then, did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea? Hollow. There's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a... Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence that shows why the witness lied about his location? I have this other pair of panties. Oh, I can try presenting them. The evidence that shows why he lied is this. What? More panties? How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, Air Forehead? These are the last honest. These were found in the trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood. Mr. Stickler, you didn't. Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties. So these panties are your handiwork as well? That night, I had been hounded into the miraculous clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Do you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while, then abandoning the panties I made for home. By the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. And I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by the giant mansion. A giant pair of patos. Not like I didn't know those rumors belonged to the mob. I had them safe in my pocket, ready to take home, when I stumbled upon the murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I'd seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. They searched me. That's when you dispose of the bloomers. Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne. Fascinating if disturbing tale. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close, and I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial. One last thing, if I might. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin. Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant, Walkie Kitaki, was at the scene of the crime, and he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing, Walkie Kitaki has a clear motive. Indeed, defendant Walkie Kitaki is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else on the scene at the time. And mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. I request further investigation from both the defense and the prosecution. Yeah, baby. No problem. Very well. This brings the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned. The recurrent progress? Yes, and we are going to call it good there. So thank you for watching. Whoa. This is a roller coaster. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing, and make sure you click the little bell for notifications. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps to keep being content like this and more. I have links for that in the description below, along with links to me on social media. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!